Singapore allocates its vehicle quotas using a Certificate of Entitlement or COE system, which is expected to bring in 6.6 billion this year alone. I've spoken more about this in the adjournment motion, but for now, I will return to my argument on whether the principles behind the system are fair. The COE, like most auctions, purports to be neutral. So rather than inferring whether one household or another might deserve a car, quota auctions ask those interested in owning a car to bid for the right to own one. The COE system takes this a step further by seeking efficiency in this outcome for both buyers and sellers, while ensuring that it raises a comparable amount of revenue for the government. What is absent from this scenario, however, is whether this efficient allocation is fair, in the sense that those who own cars are also those who need it the most. It's tempting to say that there's no way to know for sure who are the ones that are most in need of private transportation. Hence, bidding allows market prices to determine who these might be. After all, those who need a car more are likely to reveal themselves by bidding more. This implicitly assumes that those who bid less do so because their needs are lesser. Simple introspection will reveal that this is a flawed understanding of human behavior. After all, we will only bid as much as we can afford. Bidding less doesn't mean that we value something less or need something less. It just means that we don't have enough money. We may well bid more if budget weren't a constraint. By abrogating the allocation decision to the market, we therefore aren't truly neutral. Rather, we are implicitly accepting how allocations based on market prices, efficient though they may be, are also fair. Again, a little introspection will reveal how incomplete this claim is. Accepting the COE system effectively acquiesces to an unequal outcome, that those who have more resources are able to buy more cars. Yet we already recognize that some groups, the elderly, those with many children, the disabled, do have greater needs that are deserving of more support from society. Not only does this resonate more with our Asian values, there are also groups that already explicitly receive support in various government policy programs. Most of us can easily therefore buy the argument that the needs of these groups for a car are, or else equal, larger than that of a wealthy household purchasing a third car to use on weekends. A fairer system would make private transportation more affordable to them.
Mr. Speaker, Sir, Associate Professor Lim characterizes the COE system as neutral. I think when we had the adjournment motion debate, I don't remember us characterizing the system as neutral. In fact, I said that the COE system should be seen as part of our overall transport system. In fact, COE revenues go to fund various government needs, society's needs in particular, public transport, which everyone can use, and it is to make public transport affordable and extensive. So it's strange to me that Associate Professor Lim's notion of equity is to advocate so strongly for people who want to buy a car, to advocate for tilting the system in their favor with subsidies, and he does not support enough the interests of those who cannot own a car, who cannot drive, or can only use public transport, which is the government's priority.
I thank the Minister for the clarification. I should emphasize that when I mentioned the term neutral, I did not mean fiscally neutral. Clearly, the system is not fiscally neutral, but rather it is about whether the choice to allocate from one group to another purely on the basis of the price mechanism was treated as ethically neutral. I should also stress, and this was something I raised in my adjournment motion as well, that I did not downplay the importance of public transportation. In fact, I explicitly said that I support the idea that in a land-constrained nation like Singapore, public transportation should become a priority. Yet, I also pointed out that there is a small segment of individuals, I mentioned the disabled, those with additional children, as well as those with elderly parents who may be ill, that perhaps would benefit from an ethical position by us as a society to recognize that their needs perhaps outweigh those of those purchasing the additional third or fourth car just because they can afford it.